Afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining us. My name is Sharon. I'm your yoga instructor, and we will be getting going here. I like to start everybody out lying down. So just make yourself comfortable lying down. And if there's anybody new out there, if you don't have a mat, you can just lie down on a comfortable carpeted area. Also, if you have yoga props like a block or two and a strap, you can have those handy, and also cushions in case those might come in handy for some parts of your practice. So go ahead and just lie down on your back in corpse pose. So feet are about as wide as the bottom corners of your mat. And for grounding, if you'd like to connect your palms directly to the ground, you can do that, or you can have your left hand over your heart and your right hand over your solar plexus, just about one hand width down from your left hand. And this allows you to feel your hands rising and falling with your inhale and exhale. So if you like to have that tactile feedback, then go ahead and place your hands on your body. If you feel like you need to take in energy from around you, then just place the backs of your hands down on the floor with the palms up and just be open to taking in energy from around you. So over the next few minutes, we're going to draw our focus to our breathing. And if you already know that it's a little bit challenging for you to stay focused in that way, you can at this time set an intention for yourself, or possibly an affirmation, something that will remind you to also then connect with your breath. So you can set those if you like, keep them in your mind, and then when I remind you to draw your focus back to your breathing, that will be your cue to take a couple of steps to get there. I'd like you to visualize your lungs as a couple of balloons, and we're going to transition from shallow chest breathing into a deeper, fuller inhale and exhale, starting to utilize more of the space in our lungs, and effectively calming our mind and calming our body. So with each inhale, be aware of more of the space in your lungs being filled up with air. Be aware of this feeling of the body opening up with your breath, with your inhale. And when you exhale, think about taking as much time as possible to complete your exhale. I'd like you to remind yourself that this little bit of time is set aside for you to nurture your body, nurture your mind, nurture your spirit. Let's remind ourselves to let go of competition, let go of comparison, let go of judgment. Let's embrace an attitude of gratitude, and let's be grateful for what our bodies allow us to do today. We're going to do our best to stay present, keep our practice on our mat, and just work within the range that your body is available. So as we continue to stay connected with our breath, we're going to transition into our windshield wiper knees. So let's bend our knees and place our feet down onto the mat. We're going to have our kneecaps facing up towards the ceiling. You can tuck the tailbone just a little bit to put your lower lumbar spine a little bit in a more comfortable position on the floor. And we're going to inhale as the knees face up towards the ceiling. This is the part where we're still taking time. We're going to take time to fill those lungs up with the knees facing up. And then when you're ready to exhale, you're going to slowly, gently allow the knees to come down towards one side. And if you're still exhaling, just be patient and let yourself complete your exhale while those knees stay down to one side. When you're ready to inhale, slowly bring those legs back up so that your knees face up towards the ceiling, and complete your inhale. Really think about those lungs as being a couple of balloons, and allow your body to open up with that inhale. Again, taking time, practicing patience. And then when you're ready to exhale, slowly let those knees go down to the other side. Maybe you need to stay there while you complete your exhale. And then pay attention to what you're feeling in your body and where. If you recognize areas that you're feeling extra tension or tightness, when you come to inhale this time, think about directing your inhale to those areas where you feel extra tension and tightness, and think about using that inhale to open those areas up. And when you're ready to exhale and move, go ahead and move and think about releasing that tension through your exhale. And having said that, if you want to stay with the knees down to one side for an extra cycle of breathing to alleviate tension, then feel free. And if you need to readjust or take a break at any time, you're more than welcome to do that. So again, one more time, coming to center as we inhale. And then I just like you to breathe comfortably. For the next part, we're going to transition into our hip bridge. So reposition your feet so that they're somewhere between hip distance and shoulder distance apart. And think about bringing those heels in a little bit closer to your glutes, approximately one hand length from the bottom of your glute to the back of your heel, because we're going to have a little bit more glute focus here. And you're going to have the palms connected to the floor, the arms away from the side body, approximately 45 degrees away from the side body. Shoulder blades are going to stay down onto the floor. Nice deep breath in, fill those lungs up, let the body open up with the inhale. And then when you're ready to exhale, you're going to drive down into the floor through your feet and your hands and arms and lift the hips and the back off the mat. Squeeze the glutes in and up and press the top of your hips up towards the mat. Tuck your chin just slightly and knit your ribs together. Complete your exhale. When you're ready to inhale, slowly lower your back and your hips. So again, waiting to complete your inhale before you come up again on your next bridge. Feeling your feet and your hands connected to the floor as you drive down through them in order to get your back and your hips up. Feel some length coming into your hip flexors. Feel your glutes engage. When you're ready to breathe in, slowly, gently, let the back and the glutes come down in contact again with the floor. So on your next few bridges, if you feel like you want to activate your calf muscles, what you could do as you exhale, you're going to bring your back and your hips up, and you're going to keep going and lift your heels, feeling your calf muscles as well. Drive up, drive those hips up. Complete exhale. And then when you're ready to inhale, heels come down. Start to lower the back and the hips. Anytime you need a break, a nice way to take a break is to draw your legs into your chest and rock side to side. So if you'd like a break, you're more than welcome to do that. The rest of you, if you're ready to continue for one more, nice deep breath in. And then when you're ready to exhale, exhale slowly and evenly so that you can get as much range of motion into as many places as you'd like as you bring yourself up into that hip bridge once more. Good, and then slowly lower. Draw those knees into your chest. You can hold from over top the shins and gently rock side to side. If the flexion or the bend is not quite available yet in the knees and the hips, then feel free to hold underneath the knees at the low part of the hamstring. Gently rock from side to side. Enjoy the massaging sensation across the back muscles, making sure that your back is slightly rounded by lifting and tucking the tailbone up and under a little bit. You can lift your head and shoulders up too if you want to get more roundness in the spine, more flexion. And then slowly, gently lower the head and shoulders. Keep the right knee in, bring yourself to still, and either put the left foot down on the mat with the knee bent, or if you have room, you can extend or straighten that left leg all the way out. Nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, draw that right leg in as close as you can. When you're ready to inhale, we're going to switch legs. So you're going to bring the left knee in, place the right foot down onto the mat, or if you have room and range of motion available, extend or straighten that right leg all the way out. And then when you're ready to exhale, you're going to squeeze and hug that left knee in a little bit tighter as you exhale. Good. From here, we're coming into our first level happy baby. So we're going to be in a bit of a straddle position. You can use your forearms to cradle behind your upper legs and draw those knees down towards the body and the floor. If you have more room, flex your feet and hold on to the soles of the feet from the inside edge and gently guide those knees down towards the body with wide legs. Again, draw your focus to your breath. So happy baby is great for bringing in some length to the thighs and opening up the hips. If you want a little bit of movement with your inhale, exhale, what you can do is on the inhale, curl the tailbone up a little bit, putting the lower lumbar spine into flexion. And then when you exhale, when you're ready, exhale slowly, evenly, and tilt your tailbone down the other way. So press the tailbone and the sacrum down towards the mat, opening up the hips a little bit more. So you should feel some opening in the hips, feel a little bit something going on towards the top part of the hamstrings and the inner thighs. And then you inhale and tuck the tailbone, put some flexion into the spine. The other thing that might feel good for some is to keep the spine in flexion and just gently rock from side to side. So you massage out your lower back and get a little bit of movement here. And again, if you need a break, just bring your knees in nice and close and tight and just give yourself a hug and rock from side to side, or you're welcome to put your feet back down onto the mat to take a break. Anytime you need to take a break, please take it. Good, and then we're going to bring those knees in close and gently rock from side to side. Again, if you have a little bit more bend available in the knees and the hips, then go ahead and hold from over top the shins. Gently rock from side to side. Then we're going to place our knees and our legs in tabletop. So 90-degree bend in the hips and 90 degrees in the knees. And we're going to place our arms to the side body, approximately 45 degrees away with the palms down. Or for those of you that like, you can put your arms in cactus position where the elbows are bent at 90 degrees and the elbows are in line with the shoulders, backs of the hands resting down on the floor to open up through the shoulders a little bit. So you can place your hands and arms wherever feels best for you or whatever you feel like your body needs right now. Again, drawing your focus back to your breath. Inhale with the legs in tabletop, and then when you're ready to exhale, you're going to slowly lower both knees down to one side using control and strength in your abs, your core. Go down as far as you can, trying to keep your shoulder blades in contact with the floor. And then you're going to breathe in first. And then when you're ready to move, you're going to draw your navel in, use strength in your abs to bring those knees back up to center. So the other way that you can break this down is you can inhale, and then as you exhale, you can let one leg down first and then let the other leg follow, and you don't have to let it down as far, especially if you start to feel your shoulder blade lifting off the floor. Then just draw your knees back towards the center line, and you can still be engaging through your abs. Even if the legs don't come all the way to the floor, they don't need to. And then when you're ready, after your next inhale, you're going to draw your belly button in and engage your abs and bring those legs back to the center line. So it's slow and controlled. You're welcome to move faster if you want to go. Breathe in and exhale, and inhale back up, and then exhale to the other side, inhale back up. And to regress this even more, just simply place your feet down on the mat and keep your feet down on the mat while you move the knees from side to side. So it's like windshield wipers, but legs and feet are together. Okay, so just adjust however your body wants you to adjust. Be kind to your body, listen to your body. Whatever happens, just acknowledge it, release it, let it go. Don't judge it. Just a couple more, one more each side. Good. And then we're going to bring some length into the body. So extend your legs all the way down and out, and extend your arms all the way up and out. And on your inhale, you're going to make yourself as long and tall as possible. Point your toes if you can. Reach down and out through the tips of your toes. Reach up and out through the tips of your fingers. Imagine that someone's holding onto your wrists, pulling upwards, and someone else is holding onto your ankles, pulling downwards, creating lots of length into your whole body. And then when you're ready to exhale, you're just simply going to let everything soften and melt where it is. So the elbows might just slide down towards your body. The backs of the hands will just melt down into the floor. The fingers will curl, the palms soften. Let everything relax through the pelvis and the hips, and the legs will just roll out naturally. Finish your exhale. And then when you're ready to inhale, bring in some length to the body. Really reach, stretch. Make yourself as tall and long as possible. If you can, point your toes, go ahead. Reach up and out through those tips of your fingers. Think about shimmying up, shimmying down a little bit. See if you can make yourself millimeters longer and taller than last time. And when you're ready to exhale and soften, just let everything in the body release. Complete your exhale. Good. One more time. Nice deep breath in. Think about making yourself longer and taller just by a millimeter or two even. Stay present. Stay connected with your breath. And then when you're ready to exhale, again, try and let it happen slowly and evenly. Good. Before we flip over or come up, we're going to connect with our abs and our pelvic floor a little bit. So bend your knees, feet somewhere between hip distance and shoulder distance, and just place your hands on your belly. So you can line your middle fingers up on the outsides of your belly button and spread your fingers out. Think of your belly button as the center of a clock. And then we're going to inhale and let the chest and belly open right up. So the hands will open up with the torso, with the front of the body as you draw in some nice energizing air. And really feeling and visualizing your lungs filling up, feeling those spaces between your ribs opening up, being aware of the chest rising, the belly rising, and being aware of more space becoming coming in between the fingers, and the fingers start to pull away from the belly button as the belly expands. Then as we inhale, we're going to picture the belly button as the center of the clock, and as we exhale and the belly and the chest sink and fall, we're going to think about drawing the numbers in and down to the center of the clock. We're going to start to contract through those abs. And then think about tilting the tailbone up just a little bit as you get the lower back down into the mat and involve more of the muscle fibers in your abdomen. And then go a little deeper and think about pulling in and up through the pelvic floor, or in other words, thinking about using those muscles that you need to engage when you're trying to hold your bladder. So it's deep, it's deeper. You gotta go a few layers in there. Just connect your body and your mind and your mind and your body through your breath. And you're feeling the abs and your belly pull away from underneath the palms of your hands as you contract and finish your exhale. So then when you're ready to inhale, start to let the abs soften and release. You can feel that happening under the palms of your hands. And then as you inhale, be aware of this opening up or this expansion. Be aware of the spaces coming back between your fingers and the fingers pulling away from each other on either side of the belly button as you inhale more. Really open up your body with your breath. And then when you're ready to exhale, visualize those numbers coming in and down to the center of the clock. Start to think about engaging more muscle fibers in your abdomen. Taking time to exhale slowly and evenly, connecting your mind to your body, staying focused on your breath, starting to go a little deeper and deeper. Getting into that pelvic floor, activating those muscles that you use to hold your bladder. Finish your exhale. Squeeze out that last bit of air. Deep, deep contraction. And then when you're ready to inhale, slowly, with intention, staying focused on what those lungs might look like as you fill them up. And this time when you exhale, you're going to bring those knees into your chest. And exhale. And start to rock side to side. Bring it to still, and then we're going to hold underneath our knees at the low part of our hamstrings. You can peel your head and shoulders up. We're going to rock forward and back. Make this rock bigger and bigger, and then rock yourself up to seated. Grab some water. We're going to flip over onto hands and knees and move through the spine. We'll move into cow-cat. So let's tuck our toes under so that we can stretch out the soles of the feet and the ball joints of the toes. Have your hands under your shoulders. Spread your fingers out like starfish. Knees under hips. Start with neutral spine. As you inhale, sink the belly down towards the floor and the mat. Lift the tailbone, lift the chin, fix your gaze past the top of your mat. Try and keep your elbows extended. And when you're ready to exhale, we're going to round the spine or flex through the spine. So you're going to draw the back of your spine up towards the ceiling. Draw the navel in and up. Tuck the tailbone under. Tuck the chin into the chest. Really round your spine like an angry cat. Push away from the floor. Try and keep your arms extended. If you notice any areas of tightness in your back or your front, again, use your breath to try and open up those spots. As you inhale, you're getting some front body stretch and lengthening, extending through the back body. Maybe being able to fix your gaze a little bit more forward this time. Nice deep breath in, opening up the front body. And then when you exhale, think about opening up the back body. Pushing away from the floor. If you have more room, you can make a tent with your fingertips. You can walk those hands back towards your knees. Really tuck your chin into your chest. Round your spine like a mad cat. How much space can you get between your shoulders and between each vertebrae? Walk it back out, hands under shoulders, knees under hips. And then this time for your cow, maybe some of you can even start to look a little bit more upwards. Maybe at the seam where the wall meets the ceiling. De-shrug your shoulders. Really open up through the front. When you're ready to exhale, flex through the spine one more time. Good, come back to neutral. And then we're going to work on a little bit of flexion in the knees and hips. So you're going to inhale, you're going to send your weight forward a little bit, also stretching through the wrists. And then when you exhale, you're going to send the hips back. And you're going to aim to get down closer, get the hips closer to the heels. So as we move, notice more bend coming into the knees and the hips. Notice a little bit more stretch happening in the wrists as you come forward. Feel the bottoms of your feet also opening up. The toes are still tucked, so as we send the weight back and the hips back towards the heels, opening up through the bottoms of the feet, especially the ball joints of the toes. So our goal is going to be to get down as low as we can. So this is the part where if you know your forehead doesn't quite come down to the floor and your hips don't quite come down to the floor either, you can use your cushions or your blocks. You can have a block or cushion underneath your hips to sit down into. You can have a block for your forehead to sink down into. So once you get down as far as you can, do a couple cycles of breathing. Feel the stretch in the bottoms of the feet and extend your arms out. Feel stretch coming into your shoulders, lats. Wherever you feel something, again, just acknowledge it, release it, let it go, don't judge it. Connect with your breath. Stay present. And then slowly, gently come back up to hands and knees position. You can have those blocks just off to the side, and then you can untuck your toes, place the tops of your feet down onto your mat, and we're going to go through that again. So you're going to inhale, send the weight forward a little bit. Exhale, send the hips back. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, go back. Each time you go back, if you can move your hands forward a little bit so that you can use your hands to help push the hips back. So you come down, aiming to get down into child's pose again. So if you're ready, have good range of motion today, and you're ready to come down into child's pose. Once you can come into your fullest version of child's pose, just go ahead and stay down there and draw your focus back to your breath and listen to or pay attention to what you're feeling in your body. And how can you use your breath in child's pose to open up a bit more, to release tension a bit more, maybe sink down a bit more. And again, use your cushions and your blocks to support your forehead and your hips if you need to. If you need to come back to hands and knees for a break, please do that. One more breath cycle in and out. And then go ahead and come back to hands and knees position. So we're going to challenge the core a little bit more here by coming into a plank. So you're going to walk your hands forward, and then you're going to tuck your toes, and you can decide if you want to be up in high plank with your toes tucked, hands under shoulders, glutes, quads, abs engaged, or you can simply lower your knees from where they are here and keep your glutes and abs engaged, and send your hips forward a little bit in this plank on your knees. And then from here, you can come into a down dog, either regressed or a full down dog. So tuck the toes and come up into your down dog where your hips are high. You're pushing away from the floor through your hands, extending your arms. So the regression would be to bend the knees and lift the heels, and then send the hips up towards the ceiling so you get some length through the top of the hamstrings and the glutes. And if it's not so comfortable to be slightly inverted here, all you need to do is put your knees down and come back to hands and knees position. If you need to be more upright, just flatten the tops of the feet, and you can take a rest in a low kneel or a high kneel. So whenever you need to come out of that, just listen to what your body needs and take your breaks. So we're gonna, level one, you can just work from hands and knees and then go into down dog. If you like the plank on your knees or high plank, then you can switch from high plank, where you would breathe in first, and then on the exhale, send the weight back and come into your down dog here. So the end goal is to get your heels down towards the floor with the knees extended. But if you're really tight in the backs of the legs, then lift the heels, bend the knees, send the hips up high. The other option is to move the feet. So you can pedal the feet, lift and press, alternating heels, letting the knees bend and the feet move. And then you're going to look towards your hands, come up onto your heels, look to your hands, and send your weight forward into your plank again. Go ahead and bring your knees down, and then come down into child's pose for a little break here. Forehead comes down on the mat, or use your blocks or cushions to support your forehead and your hips. Then we're going to bring ourselves into embryo pose. So bring your arms in close to the side body with the backs of the hands resting at the feet. The forehead can just rest down on your block or on the mat. Focus on your breath. Couple breath cycles in and out here. Take your time. No need to rush. And this is also a good time to have a water break or a little posture break if you need it. Good, so let's do, come back onto hands and knees, and then we're going to come into a kneeling side bend. So I'm going to face my camera. So hands and knees position, knees under hips, hands under shoulders, and you're going to step your left foot forward. You can use your hand to guide your foot forward into kneeling position. If 12 o'clock is directly in front of you, I like your left foot to be at about 11 o'clock. You're going to tuck your right toes behind you, and your foot should be behind in line with your knee. So arms are at your side body. You're going to inhale first, and then you're going to send your right arm up and over as you exhale into that side bend. When you're ready to inhale, bring it back down. The other thing I'd like you to think about is engaging your right glute. So squeeze your right glute and press your right hip flexor. Send the front of your right hip forward. When you're ready to exhale, coming over, up and over. Again, really stay connected with your breath. Really fill those lungs up. And so you can breathe in through your nose and have exhale through the mouth. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Good. And then from here, we're coming back into that high kneel. We're just going to do modified back bend. So toes will be tucked, or tops of feet can be down, whatever feels best for you. Then you're going to place your hands on the low part of your back, roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and then send your elbows in towards each other and open up through the chest. So think about sending or opening up your heart towards the ceiling. You can look up a little bit into this modified back bend. And then come back to spine tall, arms come down, and then from where you are, we're going to step the right foot forward this time. Okay, so 12 o'clock is directly in front of you. Then you're stepping out to about 1 o'clock. You're going to tuck your left toes behind you. Have your left foot in line with your left knee. Arms down by your side, shoulders back and down. Nice tall spine. Nice deep breath in through your nose. And then as you exhale, reach up and over. Engage your left glute. Press your left hip forward. Inhale, back down. And then exhale, up and over. Keep your glute engaged on the left side. Feel your left hip flexor. Inhale. And exhale. You can do 1 or 2 more. Creating length through the left side of your body. Reach up and over. Try and keep that upper arm close to the side of your head. Feel the spaces coming between your ribs as you lean over. Feel that left side of your body opening up, feeling some length coming into the left side of the hip and your hip flexor, and bring it down. And then one more time, coming into that modified back bend, toes tucked or tops of feet flat, palms of your hands resting on the low back, shoulders up, back, and down. Bring your elbows in towards each other. Think about directing your heart, opening your heart up towards the sky. Fix your gaze up a little bit, coming into a little bit of extension through the spine. Good. And then from here, you can come up to standing however you'd like. And we're just going to do some standing T-spine openers here. So arms extended in front of you, palms together at or just below shoulder height. Going to inhale first. And then as you exhale, we're going to open up or windmill that right arm behind us. Follow that hand with your eyes, coming into twist. See if you can get that right hand to the back left corner of your room. Inhale it back into the left palm. Then when you're ready to exhale, windmill the left arm open. Follow that hand with your eyes. Get the shoulder blade back and down so you can open up more. Inhale it back. Do a couple more. So feet should be about hip width apart. Again, following that hand with your eyes, taking your time, inhaling back together. Complete your inhale, and then exhaling slowly, evenly while you twist, opening up through your thoracic spine. Good. And bring it back. All right, arms come down. And then from here, we can just do a standing spinal roll down. So again, moving through the spine, nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale, you're going to tuck the chin into the chest. And you're going to start to roll yourself down towards the floor, one vertebrae at a time. As you get down, feel the arms becoming heavy. Let the head hang heavy. And let yourself just hang out in ragdoll. If you like, you can cradle your elbows with your hands. Keep focus on your breathing. So you're going to inhale into your back. Open up your back body with your breath. If you're cradling your elbows, let your arms hang loose. Just before you come up, draw your navel in and up. You strengthen your abs to roll yourself up one vertebrae at a time. Chin into chest. Head will be the last thing to come up, and you can roll your shoulders up, back, and down. You're going to go again. So as you inhale, feel yourself being pulled up nice and tall. Think about there being a powerful magnet at the ceiling, drawing the top of your head up into this magnet, creating lots of length as you inhale. And then as you exhale, slowly lower the chin, tuck the chin into the chest, and come down one vertebrae at a time. Really think about articulating through each vertebrae. Think about creating space between each vertebrae as you come down. Let your arms hang heavy. Let your head hang heavy. This time while we're hanging out down here, gently allow your head to move from side to side like you're shaking your head no, but in slow motion. Bring it to center and then move your head like you're nodding your head yes, but in slow motion. Good. On your next inhale, think about opening up your back body with your breath. Feel the spaces coming into your ribs as you inhale. Maybe if you even feel your lats and the backs of your shoulders and armpits opening up. And then as you're ready to come up, draw your navel in, engage your abs. Start to roll up one vertebrae at a time. Chin into your chest. And head will be the last thing to come up. Take your time. And then shoulders come up, back, and down. Good. So we're going to be standing in Tadasana or mountain, so feet hip distance apart again. Put some space between your toes, arms by your side, and we're going to practice our tree. So hands can be in namaste position at your chest to start. Level 1 for your tree, you're gonna lift your right heel. Lift your right heel and then turn your right knee out, externally rotating through your right hip. Connect your right heel to the inside of your left lower leg. So you still have both feet in contact with the floor. To make this a little bit more challenging, you can close your eyes and remove that sense. For those of you that want to practice a little bit more intense version of tree and you know it, then go right ahead. So that would mean connecting your entire foot to the inside of your left leg, either below or above your knee joint. Once you've got that in place, you can decide what the rest of your tree will look like. So if you want to have wide branches, or if you want to be a tall, thin tree, slender tree, or if your branches are going to be moving around as you hold your tree. So whatever you do, own your tree. Okay, so you can be still, you can have your hands in namaste position, whatever you feel like your body wants or needs, just go there. Also staying connected with your breath, feeling your foot strongly rooted to the floor. And then when you're ready, slowly, gently release that foot down, release the arms down, maybe just wiggle out those legs. So if you feel a little unsteady on your mat because it's really cushiony, you might just want to move to a flatter surface so that you can really feel the floor under your feet. That's what I'm going to do because this mat is a little bit cushiony. So again, from Tadasana, if you want, you can rock and roll forward and back across the bottoms of your feet. Really feel the bottoms of your feet. And then put some space between your toes, firmly rooting yourself into the ground to start. And then you can start with Namaste hands, and then lift the left heel, externally rotate the left hip, turn the left knee out, and you can connect your left heel to the inside of your right lower leg. So this would be your first level for your tree. And then you can close your eyes and or start to adjust the rest of your tree how you like from here. So think about roots coming out into the ground through the bottom of your feet. So you're strongly rooted to the ground, effectively grounding some more. Maybe you have one branch only, maybe that branch goes back and forth, moves around. So whatever you want to do, again, on your tree, draw your focus to your breath. Feel your core helping to stabilize your upper body as you hold your balance. And if you would like to hold on to something, if you want to go close to the wall or hold on to the back of the chair or your couch or something, please feel free. Weight is evenly distributed across the bottom of your supporting foot, and you might have a little bit more support from part of your left foot. Some of you might have that left foot totally off the floor. Again, when you're ready, slowly, gently come back down into mountain or Tadasana. If you need to shake those legs out, you can move them around, roll out through the ankles, roll out through the feet. Okay. And then next, you're just going to do a single leg standing balance. So arms out wherever you like to have them, and we'll have our right knee bent, and just bring that right knee up and think about staying very strong and sturdy. Imagine there's a strong wind around you and you got to stand sturdy, steadfast in your balance pose. So arms can be wherever you like to have them to help you hold your balance, out to the sides, out in front, overhead, by your sides, whatever. Focus onto breath. Another breath cycle in. And then as you exhale, slowly, gently release it down. Again, roll out those feet, shake those legs out if you need. Feel the bottoms of your feet and get ready to try on the other side. So to make it a little bit more difficult, you can have your arms extended overhead. Bring the left knee up. So try your arms in different positions. Feel the bottom of your foot gripping into the floor. Feel your abs working to help stabilize and support you in your single leg balance. And draw your focus back to your breathing. Fix your gaze on the floor, on the space on the floor in front of you. That might help you hold your balance a bit better. If your gaze is downwards a little bit. Another inhale and exhale, and slowly bring those arms down back to Tadasana. Walk it out. Move those legs around a little bit. And then we're going to come into our walkout planks. So again, challenging the core a little bit more. So starting at the back of your mat, with your feet hip distance apart. We'll start with the level 1. So we're going to inhale the arms up, look up. And then as we exhale, we're going to bend our knees and we're just going to crawl out to hands and knees. Keep your toes tucked. Inhale. As you exhale, engage your abs again and then walk your hands back. So you're going to go in reverse and roll back up to stand. Now we're going to start to progress this. So we're going to inhale those arms up. Exhale down. You can bend your knees, but we're not going to touch them down this time. We're just going to walk out to a high plank. Hands under shoulders. Abs, glutes, quads engaged. Deep breath in. And then we're going to walk ourselves back the way we came. And you can soften the knees as you come back to take some of the tension out from the legs and then roll up. So you had your crawl out to hands and knees. Then we have a walkout plank with bent knees. And then your next level will be walkout plank with straight legs. So hinge from the hips, hands down, walk out. Start to engage your glutes as you come down. Hands under shoulders, toes tucked, quads on. Knit your ribs together. Spread your fingers out like starfish. Nice deep breath in. And walk it back the way you came. Roll up. One more time. Inhale up, look up. Exhale, windmill those hands down. Your version, whatever version suits you best today for your walkout plank. Engage into that active plank. Breathe in first. And then as you exhale, go in reverse. Roll up. And pause in Tadasana. Shoulders up, back, and down. Good. Just catch your breath here and draw your focus back to your breathing while you pause in Tadasana. Then we're going to add one more element to your walkout plank, coming into world's greatest stretch. So we're going to inhale those arms up. We're going to start with our level 1 again. Coming down, bend your knees, crawl out to hands and knees. You're going to help your right leg forward into a kneel. You're going to windmill your right hand up, look up to that top hand as you open up through the front body. Exhale it back down, and then move that leg back to quadruped or hands and knees position. And then you're going to inhale, and then you're going to exhale, either step or help your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Windmill as you inhale, windmill that left arm up, look up to that hand. Exhale it back down. Step back into hands and knees and walk it back. Come up to standing. Shoulders up, back and down. Inhale up, look up. Level 2, walkout plank. You can come out with soft knees. Come out into your high plank. Then you're going to step your right foot forward on the outside of your right hand. Inhale your right hand up, look up to that top hand. You can drop the back knee at this point if you like. Windmill it back down. Extend that left leg, step back. Step your left foot forward on the outside of your left hand. Knee stays extended, or you can let it down. As you windmill the left hand up, watch your hand. Bring it back down. Then step back into plank, and then walk it back. One more time. So we're going to roll up. Shoulders up, back, and down. Last time, inhale up. However you want to come down into your plank or hands and knees. Walk out. Step your right foot forward on the outside of your right hand. Inhale, windmill that hand up, look up to that top hand. Exhale it back down. Step back. Breathe in. On the exhale, step your left foot forward. Finish your exhale. Inhale, windmill the left arm up, look up to that top hand. open up through the front body. Exhale it back down. Step the left foot back into plank. Inhale first. And as you exhale, walk it back. Roll up. Chin into chest, head is the last thing to come up. As you come up, shoulders come up, back, and down. Nicely done. So we're going to come down for Shavasana. If you are in an air-conditioned place, you're going to cool down fast. Go ahead and put your layers back on. Grab a sip of water before you come back onto the mat. And we're going to finish the same way that we started. So in corpse pose, lying down on your back, feet about as wide as the bottom corners of your mat. If you feel like you want to open up through your hips a bit more, you can place the bottoms of your feet together and let your knees just melt down towards the floor. You can put cushions underneath your knees. If you feel like you want opening through your hips, then you could be here. If you have lower back issues and you want to just have your knees bent so that your lower back is a little bit more flat, you can be here with your knees bent. Otherwise, just make yourself as comfortable as possible. Arms out to the side body, palms down for grounding, palms up to take in energy. And then just close your eyes and breathe comfortably while you start to scan your body for any areas that are hanging on to tension still. So you want to do your best to scan your body and alleviate any tension through your exhale. So really thinking about letting everything just soften and relax. As you inhale, tell yourself, I am calm. As you exhale, tell yourself, I am relaxed. Start to feel like you're floating on a cloud or on a wave in the ocean. It's feeling very soft and relaxed. So let's bring our attention and our awareness back to our spaces. Start by gently wiggling your toes and your fingers. And then gently allow your head to roll from one side to the other while you allow your eyes to open softly. And you're going to bend your knees and place your feet on the mat. Let your knees come down to one side or the other and let the upper body follow, just pausing briefly in the fetal position while you get your orientation. And then when you're ready, help yourself up into seated position. So cross-legged or legs extended, or if you want to sit in a chair because that's most comfortable, that's fine. Pull your spine up one more time. As we inhale, we're going to float those arms and hands up towards the ceiling, palms together at the top. And as you exhale, bring those hands down to your heart center and connect your hands to your heart. Namaste, everyone.